I had article 37 titled Paper and Pencil Algorithms in a Calculator and Computer Age. I actually really enjoyed reading this article because I'm in this battle all the time in my class with letting the kids know, hey, you have to know what to do before you can use the calculator. Something commonly that I talk about in my class is that you can't put a whole equation into Desmos. You have to know what to do, and that's where that procedural fluency comes in, and also the understanding as to why. I am having a knowledge gap this year, but we're prevailing. We're going on through. So in this article, Uskin discusses the role of algorithms in mathematics educations and how technology has changed the importance of certain mathematical procedures. An algorithm is defined as a step-by-step procedure used to complete a mathematical task. And the article explains that these algorithms can be arithmetic, algebraic, or drawing algorithms such as graphing or geometric constructions. One of the main ideas from the article is that technology has changed. As y'all see, I'm multitasking. Which algorithms are important for students to learn? Some paper pencil algorithms are no longer as necessary because calculators and computers can perform these calculations faster and more accurately. However, this does not mean algorithms should disappear from mathematics education. We must decide which algorithms are still important for students to understand conceptually and which ones can be replaced by technology. Right now, there's a huge gap in that. I tell my students all the time, I said, y'all have the blessing of using a calculator on your whole entire test. Think about why. And one kid always say, because we slow. I said, not because you're slow, but when you had to learn those key operations, you didn't. Right now, as I stated before, my students don't know what sum means. My students don't know what difference means. Instead of difference, they know takeaway. They don't understand what product means. So when it comes down to operational understanding, it's not really there. So therefore, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Even more the reason why the calculator needs to come in conjunction with the use of paper and pencil. Uskin also explains that algorithms are important because they are powerful, reliable, accurate, and fast. They also provide a written record of mathematical thinking and help students develop mental images of mathematical processes. You know, that one kid that looked up, did the math, and came back with the answer. I'm pretty sure we were some of those kids. They need to be able to develop that. This idea is very important in middle school because when students solve equations step by step, that's the biggest part of our curriculum this year. The algorithm helps them understand inverse operations and the reasoning behind solving equations, not just how to get the answer. And that's something that's very hard to break with them, not just trying to figure out how to get the answer. But I also discovered this year it's a little bit harder to get them to understand inverse operations if they don't understand the initial operations. So it's been a time this year. It's been a time. The article also connects to strongly to my class right now, as I stated before. Students focus on proportional relationships, expressions, geometry, and statistics. Many of the standards require students to solve multi-step equations, work with proportions, and graph relationships. And something I told my students when we got to geometry and we got to angle relationships, I said, y'all know this is a two-step equation, right? It was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, it's not going away. I told y'all that this is something that you're going to use for the rest of your math life. So you can't duck it and dodge it and AI it and think that that is going to help you. So when they're solving these equations, it's important for them to follow an algorithm where they have to understand why they are performing each step, such as the inverse operations to isolate the variable. Something else that the article talked about was that algorithms can sometimes be dangerous if students blindly follow procedures without understanding the mathematics. This is something we see often when we try to apply a formula or a procedure to every problem without thinking about whether it makes sense. Here recently, even right now, we are working on brain fart. Surface area. When it came down to surface area, we had just finished up with circles. So I explained that the surface area formula is a combination of adding the area of two circles along with the area of a rectangle using the terms of radius, and height. And they had a hard time understanding what the 2 pi r h meant for the formula. I said 2 pi r helps you calculate the circumference. Circumference is the length of the rectangle multiplied by the height. So what is that the same as? And there was one baby out of 145 babies who said 2 pi r is the circumference. So that's the length. So that's still the same thing as the area of a rectangle, which is length times width. I said, exactly. There's hope. So that was something that was very big when it came down to the whole pencil and paper algorithms, with them knowing the background of what to do, not just how to do it. The main takeaway from this article is that algorithms should be taught with purpose. They should help students understand mathematics, not just complete procedures. And technology should be used as a tool to enhance the learning, but students still must understand the mathematical reason behind it, the algorithms that they are using. So for me, we are big on conceptual understanding, problem solving, and mathematical reasoning, plus the procedural skills. Any student, every student is always going to want to know how to get the answer, but it's now more important than ever for those kids to have the conceptual understanding so that they can pursue the problem solving skills. Thank you all. And I'm so sorry that I'm late. I will be getting in my other one because I'm not sure if my internet is going to come back on, and our spring break is next week and I won't be in Columbus. So I will be stealing people's Wi-Fi. You'll see me pop up in different places just to make sure that my work is done for next week so I can have a spring break. I hope that you all have a wonderful week, day, or night, and I'll see y'all next time.